Hello, welcome to Fishing Squad. You'll just have to excuse the lighting. I've got a window there, a door there, and I've got the shutter door up. Probably should put the shutter door down. I'm just making some rigs for the next attempt at taupe fishing. We're going back to the 10 okie dongles on some rigs. About 14 to 15 inches of wire, swivel. We have put the extra bit of lining on some and not bothered on others. You know, the extra line with the extra swivel onto the pulley. About a 4.5 foot pulley with 3 front trays, 3 foot snood, pulley bead, Gemini splashdown. The vehicle's just gone past it. I know that's not someone going on my spot. It's not, it's a farmer. So we're going to fish a mixture of longish dongles on one, maybe shortish pennels on other, mix them up a bit. But it'll be basically it's going to be a dongle on one, pennel on other. See how we get on. I've got some frozen mackerel from the other night that I bang back in freezer because I haven't fully thawed out. But hopefully we'll get some fresh. I've only failed once this year for fresh. I think Emily might be coming down with us. I'm not 100% certain yet. So yeah, and in this video we've not got one beer review, we've got two. So what I'll do is, before we go on the mark, I'll run one of them. It's the Thatchers orange cider, blood orange cider. Absolutely beautiful on a hot day. I've already done the review, kind of. So I'll run that next. And then we've got another one later on in the video, Guinness. So I may take a can of Guinness or 2 cans of Guinness down with me on the rocks, actually. So we'll add that in with the review I've already done. I've already done the Guinness as well. So I think it's good to have it down there when I'm fishing as well, you know, just for the symmetry of the reviews. You know, we're fishing and doing the reviews. Just remember that. But I had a good drink last night with my mate Paul. Absolutely love having a beer with him and chat with him and his family. It's absolutely brilliant. Brilliant people. And yeah, it was a nice evening. We just couldn't stay long enough because I have to drive, you see, and you can't like get slaughtered and drive, can you? So, but we'll sort something out at a later date for doing that. Not driving, obviously. So yeah, having a really nice relaxed weekend. It was supposed to be 21 degrees today, but we've got some cloud cover, which I think is going to help us. And the temperature's probably about 19-ish. It's not absolute. I thought it was going to be absolutely scorching, basically. But it forecasts 21 on BBC for down here. You'll be getting 25, 26. Especially on the rocks, you will. Maybe more. So, yeah. So we'll just see how we get on. I'll run the Thatchers review now, and I'll see you at the mark. Right, so here it is then. Thatchers Blood Orange Cider. Sweet and juicy, it says on the can. It really is. It's very sweet, very refreshing. Best served ice cold on a red hot day. Really good. Nice and refreshing, that one. Definitely something for the red hot days. Let's just been in the fridge for a couple of hours. Lovely. Closer look at the can. Well decorated with obviously oranges. But yeah, I'm not sure what AVB it is actually. I think it's 4%. Yeah, it's 4%. 440ml can, lovely. And I think we'll give this one an 8 out of 10. Superb. I'm down. So that last review was the Thatchers Blood Orange Cider. One thing I'll say about it, it's not really the sort of drink that you can drink loads of because it's very sweet. It can get very sickly quite quickly, to be fair. But it's lovely. They do in the village pub in Aberdaron, the Ship. They do have it on draft, or they did last time I was in there earlier this year. So, and it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, definitely an 8 out of 10. Right, so I'm actually down now fishing with Toby's actually come down with me. So he's spinning away at the bottom of the village. There's a bit of seagull activity in front of us. I think there must be some bait fish kicking about. So I'm going to tackle up my feathers. And hopefully we'll get some fresh bait. I've got frozen. Like I say, I've got a mixture of dongles and pennels for the big baits, which we'll fire out later in the session. We're about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Low water's about 7:30ish. BBC's saying 20 to 8. My tide book's saying like 7:15. So I prefer to use my tide book. So we're going to be down here into dusk, into darkness for a bit. and then we'll get back up about midnight, I reckon. So yeah, hopefully it's a good session. Hopefully some big fish show, and hopefully we get plenty of bait to start with. So let's have it. Alright, I'm just setting my feathers up. I've just tied a couple extra on my set of 5, so I've got 7 on. 4-ounce lead. Gone are the days when we do mackerel fishing for sport, when we need bait. Let's have a go. Just had one, get in. Nice one, pal. Yippee. Right, it's been quite a slow start thus far. It's 1 pollock for Toby so far. I've had quite a few casts and I've nothing. It's tough going at the moment, like I say. But keep going. I've got 7 feathers on, like I said at the start. Not much is happening. We'll keep at it until we get some, hopefully. Well, we'll put one bird out, might put one bird out at the bottom in another hour, and then keep spinning away. And then once we get enough bait, we'll put a second rod out. Only need one chance, don't we? One chance saloon. Will do. Trying the old camera trick, putting me on camera, and hopefully he'll deliver like it's done before for me. Deliver me some fish. Hopefully. This absolutely bores me. This, you know, if you're struggling for mackerel, it bores the teeth off me. It is all part of the effort. Hopefully that effort will equal rewards. But when there's not much happening, like I say, it tires you out. Cast after cast, bores you to death. I just need this current just to ease up a bit. It's absolutely hammering through, going left. I'm casting right, and it's like round left at 45 degrees in a short period. This is why I'd like to have a rod out for total, really. I'll put one out, like I've got some frozen mackerel. I'd rather use that just to put a bit of scent in the water. I'll just chuck a few handfuls in a slice old mackerel rather than using it for bait. We'll just see if something happens, like the line seems to stay straight out there. Hopefully the current seized up a little bit. I've hooked fish when it's been hammering through like this, but I've lost them sometimes as well. It is a good time to have a go on here when the current's ripping either side, but any market is on the Huss market fish as well when the tide run picks up. Just putting a bit of effort in now, trying to get bait. And hopefully it pays off. Well, the camera trick hasn't worked, has it, guys? I think I'm going to go have a sandwich. This tide rip just ease a little bit. Sometimes what tends to happen is the tide ripping one way or the other, it just eases a little bit and you start getting mackerel. When it's proper towing, absolutely hammering, sometimes you think a lot of mackerel about, you don't get them for some reason. I think your rig doesn't sink as it should do. But we'll see what happens anyway. I'm still confident because I'm going to have that rod set up with feathers on for the whole session, so I'll be doing it into darkness if need be. Fingers crossed. Right, I've just had a sandwich. There's another review coming in this video. I put the sections in from last night when I did the review. Well, Guinness is obviously best served in a glass. But that happens otherwise. No, we can drink it out of the can. I'm just a bit extra shook up because I've walked down with it in my bag. But you can drink it out of the can if you want to. It's not really the best way of drinking it. But if you can't get a glass, you can have it out of the can. So yeah, I'll put the Guinness review in then. And that'll be the last review in this video. And we'll get down to some serious fishing. Hopefully. Nice one. Guinness. Apparently you need to drink what you've got left allegedly. But you pour it like this. I've had an education in pouring out of a can with a widget in tonight.
Look at that, perfect.
Look at all that. How it's like literally
out of a pump.
Yeah, superb. This beer, by the way, is getting a 10 out of 10 from value, taste, and everything. I can't imagine what it's like in Ireland. They keep all the better stuff, don't they, for themselves, which I can't blame them really. But it's got everything. It's got body. It's got taste. It's absolutely superb. This is one beer that's getting a 10.
Enjoy, pal.
Cheers. You've got to have it chilled though. You should pour it in a glass. I've drank it out of cans before.
Stop now.
Where's the pump, Paul?
Just need a shamrock in the top.
Yeah, that's it. Lovely.
Cheers,
jubbly.
pal.
Cheers. Right, so let's carry on the review of Guinness. It's definitely 10 out of 10. I just had a couple of beers with Paul, a couple of Guinnesses. And actually at the start I did have some orange, Thatchers orange cider, which is very nice. Guinness, definitely 10 out of 10. Best served ice cold and poured into a glass. I've drank it in a can before, by the way. I don't know if I already said that. It's got a widget in it, slightly gasses it up. It's like basically getting it out of a pump. You just crack it open. You can hear the widget discharge. Pour it straight into your glass. It's a stunner. If it fits. It's not going to quite fit that. It's 568 can. No, 538, which it should fit. Yeah, it does. Just a trickle. Don't waste any. Look at that. Look at that. Anyone that loves Guinness knows that's absolute, just pure magic and gold in a glass. Taste-wise, it depends what your palate's like. Some people don't like the burnt taste of it. I find it quite smooth with a little bit of a burnt aftertaste. I don't really know. I think you need to have drank it for a bit. You know, like I've had a few drinks of it over a period of time to really appreciate the taste of it. I think if you're not used to Guinness and you have it just to try, you might not like it. But as your tastes develop when you've had it a few times, it does get far more palatable. I've drank it since I was like 18, comfortably 18. You know, I've always loved it. It's good out of the cans. It's even better out of the pump in a pub, but it's lovely and it's definitely getting 10. Struggling for mackerel, but I've just looked at that. It's not a bad one. Fresh bait at least. That's 2 pollock we've got. No mackerel as yet. I'm firing one rod out. Pollock. It's an okie circle, wire trace. 9 ounce lead, Gemini splashdown, etc. See if we can get something. Second rod going out. I've actually just looked in my bag and I've actually got more mackerel than I thought. Well, you know, frozen. 2 600 Shaughnesses. Sit lovely in that bait. Get this banged out. It's on a shorter rig, this one. See if anything shows. Right, so there's 2 rods out on the bottom. Toby's decided to go back up because it was crap, basically. It could pick up still yet as the sun drops. So I'm now using the light spinning rod because I haven't got a spare reel to go on the rod that I was spinning with myself. So I've got 2 feathers on this with a big jig or spinner, whatever you want to call it. It's more like a jig. Right, I'm struggling here. I've had to put the 4,000 size reel back on a beach caster on my 3-piece, and what I've noticed, I put 3 ounce of lead on because it's £15 line. I don't want to put too much on. I don't know how I cast. I don't know why, but it casts brilliantly. Look, it's still going out 100 mile an hour. We'll see how we can get how we get on now. It's a struggle. It really is struggling for the mackerel. I've got pollock head on one, both big rods out, pollock head on one, and like a mackerel loin, I suppose, is it? That fillet across the backbone, and same with it's strapped up with some pollock loin. Hopefully, as this sun starts dropping, I think we're at low tide now. When the tide turns, the mackerel will come on the feed. This is an absolute monster of an edible crab. I don't look very big one in my hands, but that's going to be at least 10 inches, I'd say, 11 inches. It's difficult to judge. We'll give it a measure, actually. In fact, sod it, we'll put it back. I can't be asked to measure it. It's the biggest edible crab I've ever caught. We'll let him fight another day, though. We've got pollock tail section with the tail removed, and all its guts left to the back of it. Come on! Right, another dozen casts. Light's dropping a little bit now. We've lost the sun behind some clouds, that's one of the reasons. Obviously, it's going to start dropping anyway because of the time of night. Yeah, I'm still at it. Just changed some baits and the big rods. I think literally this southeast, it's more like east-southeast wind has dictated where my lines are sitting in the tide. It's knackered the mackerel fishing up along with a small tide, so small decreasing tide. If they've toper here, they're here. It's simple as that. I know that. But same with mackerel, isn't it? Yeah, fresh mackie. My confidence level's 0. I know we've got a fish. That's the size of pollock you want. Use 2/3 of one of them. Perfect baits. That was hard work. Jesus. Nice beastie mackerel that. Get in. Just that's fresh on both rods. Head on the dongle. Tail section on the pennel. The wind has decided this session really. The lines have just stayed right all tide. Small tide, freshish wind, but I've never known anything like it. I'm hoping we get some tow going back left. I think we're about an hour and a half after low water now. I don't know why we're getting dodgy focus on the camera, but we'll try and sort that out. So I'm going to have a couple more chucks with the feathers. I've got my head torch on ready. I'll spin you around. Yeah, it's a lot more dark than it looks on camera. I've got my head torch on ready, just in case anything happens. I don't want to be playing a fish and not having any light, so I'll get my net in position as well. Come on. We'll have 10 more casts with feathers. I only need one more mackerel really now. It's got to that stage, hasn't it? I've got a pollock, I've got a couple sections of pollock. Middle bit of that mackerel, it'll go on a dongle. But this wind's just annoying the hell out of me. I hadn't shown you me bait the mackerel because I needed to get on it. It's that time of day rather than stage of time into it. I'm going to take more casts with feathers, have a tidy up, and then just focus on the big rods. Let's bait up going out. Just a body section of that mackerel on a dongle. First taupe ever caught was on something like that, on a running ledger, on a single O'Shaughnessy, plain running ledger basically. The bait had hardly been on the bottom for like a few seconds and it picked it up, tore off. So the same I can say, but I think we're about past stage of tide and stuff. A bit about past stage of tide, a bit disappointed I've worked my nuts off to try and make it happen again. But we'll come back and try again. I've enjoyed it, it's the main thing. Last rod's still out. I've got nothing left. I'll do it close down when I get back up, unless something happens, obviously. I don't know if you can make my rod out even. Just about. It'd be amazing if something happened now, but going to do. Oh well, we'll try again next time, but like I say, I'll do the close down when we get back up. We'll have a nice couple of pints of pop, I think. I'm absolutely dehydrated. I've had some pop down here and a can of Guinness, but I'm just dehydrated. Well and truly on way to packing up anyway now, you know what I mean? One rod's down, one rod's still out. See what happens. Fingers crossed something happens. I don't think it will. But in it to win it, let's knock into the session. Come on. Alright, I'm back up now. Not the best fishing sessions, that. It was poor, really. I tried really hard, like I say. Just want to be today. We'll get back on the horse and go again for the next session. I'll keep trying to put videos out at least every 2 weeks when I can. I can get down here roughly every 2 weeks ish, give or take. That's been the routine for the last couple of months. Absolutely just thrash the water to foam for mackerel. Didn't have any bites on the bottom or anything. We had a tough southeast wind cutting across us from the left hand side. It seemed to affect any current, any tidal flow. It seemed to be dominated by it. We're a gentle breeze, really, and then it did pick up a little bit, but it were just sending everything right. I've never known it do that before. I can only put it down to the small tide. That's it. But it is what it is. I'm delighted I got a mackerel because it was tough going. It's all right when you can just, I'm in a window where I have to put the big rods out. If I can just keep them packed away and keep spinning, it's sound. But I can't. I have to get them out and then spin round them. But in the meantime, I'm changing baits and stuff, and I'm losing time on both in a way. I'm really losing time feathering. I'm losing time focusing on the job in hand. So maybe that's something I need to look at. I think if it's scarce of mackerel, I probably should just put one rod out. Because I think I can fish better with one rod when I'm struggling for mackerel than what I can two. Because I'm just losing too much time. Truthfully, I don't know if it'd have made much difference today anyway. But it was just out here, there, and everywhere, and I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I normally do. But that's my own fault. So there's been 2 reviews in this video for Thatchers Blood Orange and Guinness. I hope you like these little reviews I'm putting in. I think 2 in a video is probably possibly too much, but there's been a lot of fish caught, so I'm trying to make it as entertaining as possible for you. Just again, if you want to fire any comments in about anything or about anything I could review, I'm not doing a hot chip challenge or anything like that. I'll do the fermented herring challenge if if I come across that. I don't know where you can get that from. You can get it in Lidl or Aldi or somewhere. I'm happy to do that. But I'm not doing hot chip challenge. And I do like hot spicy food, but I'm not doing something that makes you look like you're going to die. So I'm happy to try stuff that's spicy and if it's flavoursome and all that. But yeah, we'll keep doing a little bit and little bits. It's a bit of a laugh into it, if nothing else. On some stuff, it could be a bit of a laugh. And also, I'll be able to give a big recommendation. If I do anything local, like the local lager or the local produce and all that, I think we're all big on that type of thing, aren't we? I think it gives you a bit more purpose when you to buy local, doesn't it, sort of thing. So it'd be good to just give local businesses a bit of a shout out and stuff. I'm sure they'll appreciate that because there's some lovely food and there's some lovely drinks, lager and there's some beers and what have you. I think there's some ciders as well. So it'd be nice to give them a shout out. I'll be fair with my reviews. I think with the big commercial stuff, it's you can be a bit critical, can't you? If it's just mass produced, like some beers and what have you. But I'll be fair in them. I'm not going to start slagging a beer off or anything like that. Everybody has what they like. I'm just giving you my take on it. So yeah, fishing's crap. Reviews might be entertaining going forward. We'll see. The fishing might be better next time as well. But other than that, back to Doncaster tomorrow and get back on that horse for next time. Let's have it. Yeah. Keep safe, tight lines. Have a good one. If you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe if you wouldn't mind. You don't have to though. But take it steady, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much.